If you're ready to take control and protect what matters most, you're in the right place. Today, we're tackling a topic that could make or break your safety in an emergency. How to secure your home fast before the next blackout hits. Picture this. The power's out. No lights, no alarms, no cameras. The streets are pitch black. And the usual safety nets like 911, they're overwhelmed or stalled. During a blackout, your home turns into a glowing target. And here's the truth. If you're not prepared before the grid fails, you're left vulnerable when chaos strikes. In this video, we'll uncover essential steps to harden your home. Keep intruders out and make sure your family stays safe no matter how long the lights are out. Trust me, you'll want to see this. But before we jump in, hit subscribe and tap that bell so you're always ahead of the game, because these could be the tips that make all the difference when the unexpected happens. Alright, let's get to it. 1. Reinforce entry points. Your door is more than a way in and out of your home. It's your primary line of defense. When the power fails, criminals take advantage of the darkness, testing homes for weak points. If your doors and windows are easy to breach, you risk facing unwelcome visitors in the dead of night. Start with the doors. The standard hardware on most homes is shockingly inadequate when it comes to withstanding force. Thin strike plate screws and subpar locks make it easy for someone to kick in a door within seconds. To address this, replace the tiny half-inch screws in your strike plates with durable 3-inch screws. These longer screws dig deep into the framing studs, turning a flimsy entrance into a sturdier barrier that resists forced entries. Next, upgrade your deadbolt. Invest in a Grade 1 or Grade 2 deadbolt, which offers far greater resistance than the cheaper options found in discount bins. For added strength, consider a door reinforcement bar or jammer. These tools prevent the door from being forced inward, especially during nighttime hours when you and your family are sleeping. Don't forget to inspect door hinges. If your hinges are located on the exterior, they can be tampered with from the outside. Reinforce these with non-removable hinge pins or consider replacing the door entirely to eliminate a significant vulnerability. Windows are another vulnerable point of entry. A determined intruder can break glass with minimal noise, so it's essential to slow them down. Apply security film to your windows, a clear layer that strengthens the glass and makes shattering much more difficult. Additionally, install window locks or add wooden dowels to slider tracks to limit how far they can open. Every extra second it takes for someone to breach a window increases your safety. Lastly, don't neglect your garage access door. This is often one of the weakest points in a home, with minimal security. Reinforce the door with a deadbolt or use a heavy-duty lock to secure it when you're not using it. The goal isn't to build an impenetrable fortress. It's to make your house the least attractive option for anyone looking to break in. When entry proves challenging, most would-be intruders will move on to seek easier prey. 2. Install motion-powered and solar lighting. When darkness descends during a blackout, it's more than an inconvenience. It's a powerful ally for anyone wanting to move around unnoticed. Streetlights are out, security cameras can't record, and your property is left shrouded in shadows. For criminals, this is perfect. For you, it's time to change the game. Proper lighting not only helps you see, but also sends a clear signal to intruders. They've been detected. Motion-powered or solar lighting is your secret weapon here. These systems are independent of the power grid, running on energy harvested during the day. They're ready when you need them most, serving as both a deterrent and a practical source of visibility. Start strategic. Place these lights near critical access points like your front door, back door, and garage. Then expand coverage to pathways, dark corners, and areas near trees or bushes. Anywhere someone could hide. When a motion-activated light snaps on, it startles would-be intruders, signaling that their presence hasn't gone unnoticed. The psychological impact of being seen is often enough to make them retreat. Solar lighting works best when it's tailored to your property's unique layout. Identify potential blind spots and install lights there. For instance, place solar spots along fences or in corners where cameras might usually monitor. This makes it harder for anyone to approach undetected. Inside your home, adopt the opposite approach. After a blackout, light discipline becomes critical. Avoid using bright lights in areas visible from outside. Instead, opt for red or amber filtered flashlights and lanterns. These softer tones protect your night vision and prevent your home from glowing like a beacon in the dark. Blackout curtains are your best friend here, blocking interior light from spilling out and drawing attention. Want to go the extra mile? Add reflective markers or glow-in-the-dark tape to gates, fences, and steps. These subtle enhancements guide your movements in the dark, while making it harder for an intruder to move around without being noticed. Low-tech but highly effective. Lighting doesn't just illuminate, it communicates. It creates an unpredictable, visible environment that intruders don't want to risk navigating. 3. Use blackout curtains and practice light discipline. When the lights go out, the smallest glimmer can make your house stand out like a lighthouse in a storm. During a blackout, that kind of visibility is dangerous. Light attracts attention, and not the friendly kind. It signals life, resources, and vulnerability to anyone who might be watching. Blackout curtains are your frontline defense against becoming a glowing target. These heavy-duty window coverings block light from escaping, keeping your home hidden in the darkness. They're not just for bedrooms. Install them in any room you might use during an outage. Thermal blackout curtains offer added benefits, such as helping to regulate temperature when there's no heating or cooling. But don't stop at curtains. Reinforce your light-blocking efforts with blankets, tarps, or emergency foil blankets taped securely over the window. These quick, inexpensive fixes ensure no light leaks through cracks or edges, making it impossible to see in from the outside. Be mindful of doors. Even a small gap beneath a door can leak light into the hallway or outdoors. Use towels, foam strips, or draft blockers to seal these gaps completely. This isn't just about insulation, it's about staying invisible. Inside your home, implement strict light discipline. Assign specific areas for light use, with only one room lit at a time. Keep doors closed in lit rooms to prevent light from spilling where it should. Use low-output lighting such as headlamps with red filters or small LED lanterns on their lowest brightness setting. Glow sticks can be helpful for marking high-traffic areas safely, without drawing unnecessary attention. It's also important to prep your family. Take time before any blackout to explain the importance of light management to children. Make it a routine or even a game so they understand what's expected. This minimizes confusion and ensures everyone is on the same page when lighting discipline matters most. Ultimately, light during a blackout is a double-edged sword. While it's necessary, it also poses risks. By controlling it carefully, you turn your home into a hidden stronghold rather than a glowing invitation. Whether it's through curtains, controlled illumination, or thoughtful planning, light discipline is a simple yet powerful way to safeguard your space during a power outage. 4. Create layered early warning systems. Awareness is survival. If someone is on your property and you don't know until they're inside, you've already lost crucial time. Early warning systems provide that critical edge by alerting you to unusual activity. Think of this as building layers of protection, starting from the outermost parts of your property and working inward. Outer perimeter protection. Begin with basic, cost-effective measures to monitor the areas surrounding your home. Battery-powered motion detectors are a fantastic first step. They're affordable, reliable, and completely independent of the power grid. Place them along fences, driveways, porches, or secluded entry points where intruders could approach unnoticed. These devices don't require internet or Wi-Fi, just batteries, and their piercing alarms will immediately alert you if someone gets too close. For a more low-tech yet effective approach, consider tripwires paired with bells or even cans. Simple but impactful. These measures generate noise in an otherwise silent environment, instantly notifying you of movement. This is particularly useful for rural homes where outdoor areas can be vast and challenging to monitor. Secondary and indoor layers. Move inward with window and door alarms. These stick-on devices are easy to install yet pack a punch with their loud, jarring alerts. If a door or window is forced open, the sound alone can startle intruders and wake everyone in the house. No wires, no hassle. Just solid, dependable security. Gravel walkways around your property serve as both a landscaping feature and an additional noise layer. When someone tries to approach, the crunch serves as an unmistakable warning. Pair this with motion-sensitive solar lights to immediately spotlight anyone attempting to sneak in. The role of pets in preparation. If you've got dogs, they're an invaluable part of your early warning system. Their keen senses make them more effective than any technological alarm in some situations. However, ensure they're trained to recognize threats without becoming overly reactive. Finally, practice your response plans. Know where your flashlights and tools are and rehearse what to do when an alarm goes off. Seconds matter in a blackout, and muscle memory can make all the difference. A well-thought-out, layered warning system does more than alert you. It buys precious time for you to act. Whether that means defending your home, hiding your family, or safely retreating, those extra moments can be the difference between safety and disaster. 5. Secure the garage. Your home's weakest link. When it comes to home security, the garage is often overlooked, but it's one of the weakest and most vulnerable points. Whether it's an attached or detached garage, if left unsecured, it's an open invitation to intruders. During a blackout, this vulnerability is magnified, as most people focus on securing their main living areas, forgetting how easily a criminal can exploit their garage. Reinforce the garage interior door. First and foremost, treat the door connecting your garage to your home as an exterior entry point. Reinforce it with the same measures you'd use on your front door. Install a heavy-duty deadbolt and replace the strike plate screws with 3-inch screws that anchor into the framing. Even when you're home, this door should remain firmly locked. Assume it's your last line of defense. Overhead door precautions. The overhead garage door is another weak spot, especially during a power outage. If you leave the automatic opener connected, intruders can potentially unlock it in seconds with simple tools. Prevent this by disengaging the automatic opener when the power is out and manually locking the track using a padlock or a security bar. This small step dramatically reduces the risk of forced entry. Sliding garage doors or side access doors should also receive attention. Equip them with door jammers, bar locks, or even heavy-duty wedges that make unauthorized entry impossible. Remember, an intruder's goal is access. They'll avoid homes with too many barriers. Lighting and visibility. Enhance your garage security with motion-activated solar lights mounted above the exterior door. If your neighborhood is pitch black during a power failure, a sudden burst of light catching someone near your garage can be enough to scare them off. It also serves as a clear signal for you to investigate and prepare. Keep awareness. Lastly, you need to redefine how you think about your garage. View it as either an added layer of defense or a liability. Never leave it unsecured. Make it difficult, loud, and time-consuming for anyone trying to break in. By transforming it into a deterrent rather than a weak point, you ensure it won't become the vulnerability that compromises your entire home. 6. Backup power for critical systems. Blackouts aren't just an inconvenience, they can leave you completely immobilized unless you have a plan. Backup power ensures you maintain basic functionality and safety while the grid is down. The key here isn't powering your entire home but prioritizing what matters most. Critical systems first. Start by identifying your non-negotiable. Security systems, motion lights, radios, and communication devices should top the list. If you or a family member relies on medical devices, those must also be factored in. You don't need to run your fridge or air conditioner. Focus instead on life safety and maintaining awareness. Solar generators and portable power. A portable solar generator is the ideal solution for grid-down scenarios. Devices like the Jackery or EcoFlow models are quiet, easily transportable, and efficient. Pair them with foldable solar panels and you have a sustainable energy source that can power your critical systems indefinitely. Unlike fuel generators, these don't emit noise or exhaust, making them far less noticeable to anyone nearby. Stockpile rechargeable batteries and USB power bank. These can be used to power smaller devices like flashlights, radios, or walkie-talkies. Solar-powered battery chargers are another must-have, ensuring that you can keep your backups charged even during prolonged outages. Reinforce your security. If you've got wired security cameras, consider upgrading to wireless, battery-operated models with local storage capabilities. Devices that rely on Wi-Fi or cloud storage are useless without an internet connection. Battery-powered cameras that save footage locally continue to function, giving you a security edge even when communication networks fail. Master blackout planning. Run a blackout drill. Familiarize yourself with how long your backup systems last and how much energy each device consumes. Know what you'll prioritize in an extended outage and practice setting up your equipment quickly. This kind of preparation eliminates panic and allows you to allocate power efficiently when the real scenario hits. By maintaining essential systems through backup power, you stay better equipped and less vulnerable during a blackout. A home that remains lit, secure, and connected when all others are dark sends a clear message. It's not a target. 7. Create a safe room or hard corner. No matter how well you fortify your home, there's always the possibility that your first line of defense could fail. That's why having a fallback plan is non-negotiable. A safe room, or at the very least a hard corner, can give you and your family a secure space to regroup if intruders breach your home. Forget the Hollywood version panic room, hidden behind a bookshelf. What you need is a practical, defensible space that you can prep, protect, and rely on. Choosing the right location. Your safe room doesn't need to be fancy, it needs to be strategic. Look for a small interior room like a closet, bathroom, or basement corner with no windows or as few as possible to limit outside visibility and access point. The door should have a lock, preferably one you can reinforce with a door jammer or wedge. If a completely isolated room isn't possible, designate a hard corner instead. This could be part of a larger room that provides cover and a clear line of sight to monitor activity in your home. Structural integrity matters too, so choose the sturdiest walls and avoid spaces with weak doors or windows that could easily be compromised. Stocking and securing the space. Preparation is key. Equip your safe room with essentials like flashlights, an emergency phone or radio, extra batteries, water, and non-perishable snacks. First aid kits and personal defense tools like pepper spray, tactical batons, or firearms, if you're legally permitted and trained to use them, should also be within arm's reach. Reinforce safety by retrofitting the safe room's door. Install a deadbolt if possible, or use a sturdy metal brake. Even small low-cost tools like a doorstop wedge can significantly slow an intruder, giving you and your family precious time. Aim to make the space defensible for hours or even overnight, if necessary. Practice makes perfect. The best safe room in the world won't help if your family doesn't know what to do in an emergency. Run drills regularly so everyone understands the plan. The moment you call for lockdown, there should be no hesitation, just quick, calm movement to the safe room. Teach kids to lock the door, stay quiet, and wait for your signal. Preparation isn't paranoia, it's a discipline that could mean the difference between chaos and safety. A safe room isn't just about creating a physical space, it's about creating peace of mind. Knowing you have a fallback plan can make all the difference when the stakes are high. 8. Build a neighborhood watch network. When prepping for a blackout, there's a common misconception that going it alone is the best strategy. Lone wolf thinking might work for a day or two. But the truth is, the longer an outage lasts, the greater the need for a community. Your most powerful tool during a blackout isn't just your gear. It's the relationships you've built with trusted neighbors. Why a network matters. When the grid fails, neighborhoods can become fragile ecosystems. A lack of resources and rising tensions can quickly lead to desperation. During previous blackouts, break-ins and property crimes spiked on the second and third nights. Thieves exploited the lack of lights, alarms, and active law enforcement to target isolated homes. But those who had established a watch network fared much better. When neighbors communicate and look out for one another, they create a visible and cooperative presence that deters opportunistic crimes. A house alone might be a target, but a closely knit block is a fortress. Getting started. The time to start building a network is now, before disaster strikes. Identify a handful of neighbors you know and trust. These don't have to be seasoned preppers, just level-headed individuals willing to collaborate. Explain the idea of forming a neighborhood watch to increase safety during emergency. You'll be surprised how many people are open to it, especially when it addresses a shared concern. Exchange contact information and agree on a simple communication plan. This could be as low-tech as using whistles, flashlights, or specific knocks to signal movement or emergency. Establish basic security protocols, like checking in at scheduled times or patrolling vulnerable areas together. Strengthen numbers. Even a small network can make a significant difference. For example, if 4 houses on your block coordinate their efforts, you can create a shared perimeter of vigilance. One home might have motion-detecting lights, another might have a generator, and another might have outdoor cameras. Pooling these strengths creates a safer environment for everyone involved. Also, think about the bigger picture. Address vulnerabilities in your community, like helping elderly neighbors or single parents with limited resources. Not only does this foster goodwill, but it also reduces the likelihood of those individuals becoming targets and weak points for criminals, making it work. The key to a successful watch network is visibility and communication. Criminals are far less likely to act when they know someone is watching. Something as simple as standing on your porch with a flashlight can discourage activity before it starts. During the Northeast blackout of 2003, many break-ins were prevented this way, through visible community efforts, rather than waiting for overwhelmed law enforcement. A watch network doesn't mean abandoning your home defenses. It means reinforcing them with collective effort. Together, you're not just surviving the blackout, you're thriving in the face of adversity. 9. Store tactical tools where they're easily accessible. When the lights fail and chaos takes over, your response time becomes everything. No situation makes this more apparent than a home invasion during a blackout. If you're rifling through a junk drawer or running to retrieve supplies from another room, you're giving up valuable seconds you might not have to spare. Accessibility is key. Your tools should always be within reach. Equip yourself with high-performance lighting. The first tool you'll want in complete darkness is a high-lumen tactical flashlight. Unlike standard flashlights, tactical models can emit over 1,000 lumens and often include a strobe mode for disorienting intruder. A sudden blast of light into an attacker's eyes can buy you precious moments to reposition, retreat, or respond. But placement matters. Telling yourself you have a flashlight somewhere isn't enough. Tactical flashlights should be easily accessible throughout the home. Place one in bedside drawers, another under the couch, and consider mounting one with Velcro in high-traffic areas like hallways and near doors. The goal is to never be more than a few steps from your light source. Secure non-lethal defensive tool. Non-lethal tools are invaluable for home defense, especially if young children are in the home. Pepper spray stands out for its simplicity, affordability, and effectiveness. Much like fire extinguishers, pepper spray should be strategically staged in multiple places, including the bedroom, kitchen, and entry points like the front and back doors. If you have children, store these tools out of their reach, but ensure adults and teens are trained to use them properly. Running drills on how to quickly access and deploy pepper spray can turn panic into preparation when time is of the essence. Fast access firearms for trained owners. For legal and trained firearm owners, accessibility is even more critical. If you can't access your weapon in pitch darkness while under stress, it's effectively useless when it matters most. Invest in silent, biometric safes that allow for quick entry while keeping firearms secure from unauthorized use. Practice retrieving the firearm, loading it, and navigating your home safely. Muscle memory is essential in blackout scenarios where adrenaline and darkness amplify every decision. Supplement with tactical tools. Beyond pepper spray and flashlights, consider adding multifunctional tools like tactical pens, telescoping batons, or heavy-duty flashlights that can double as blunt instruments. These are practical, lightweight, and easy to store in multiple locations. And don't stop at your house. Blackouts don't just strand people at home. They can leave you trapped in cars or parking structures. Equip your vehicles with essentials like multi-tools, window breakers, seatbelt cutters, and additional flashlights. Your car should be a secondary, mobile fortress during widespread grid failure. The ultimate goal is readiness. Ask yourself this: if an intruder arrived in the dead of night, with no lights and no forewarning, could you respond in time? Staging your gear correctly ensures the answer to that question is always a confident yes. 10. Practice lights out security drill. Preparation is more than just having the right tools. It's knowing how to use them. A well-stocked home and a solid plan won't mean much if your family panics or your setup fails when it's go time. This is why practicing blackout scenarios through lights out security drills is essential. Simulating a real outage exposes weaknesses in your home defense strategy and helps you fix problems before they can harm you when the stakes are highest. Simulate a blackout. Choose a night to cut the power and create a mock blackout scenario. Turn off the breakers, stash the phones, and live as if the grid has suddenly failed. This immediate lights-off environment highlights how prepared or unprepared you really are. Suddenly, things you thought were secure may reveal surprising gaps. That flashlight you set aside may have dead batteries, or your family may struggle to remember where backup lights are stored. Even moving through your home becomes challenging in complete darkness. These drills expose the small yet critical oversights, such as creaky doors you've ignored, windows that still bleed light despite blackout curtains, and whether motion lights are optimally placed. Testing your setup is the only way to know if your defenses will hold when it matters most. Test communication and response. Communication is often the first to fail in a chaotic moment. So take these drills as an opportunity to synchronize response plans. Can everyone find their go bags quickly? Do they know the paths to the safe room or hard corner without tripping over furniture? Can they relay messages silently using low voices or hand signals? These scenarios are especially important for children, who might panic or forget instructions when faced with a real emergency. Practicing lockdown drills turns theoretical plans into muscle memory. Create realistic challenges. To make these simulations more practical and engaging, turn them into a challenge. Task each family member with retrieving supplies in the dark or navigating specific routes. Silent. For example, who can find the most important gear like flashlights, radios, or self-defense tools in the quickest time? You'll also want to test your home setup under pressure. Can your safe room door withstand force? Are motion lights angled to cover critical entry points without hindering your visibility? These questions need to be answered long before you're forced into a real emergency. Learn, evaluate, improve. Once your drill is complete, gather everyone to debrief. Discuss what worked, what didn't, and what surprised you. Did anyone freeze under pressure? Were supplies misplaced or inaccessible? Did noise control or light discipline fail at any point? Use these insights to adjust your plan. Replace dead batteries, reinforce weak points, and run drills periodically to ensure your setup evolves as needed.